want to see James Charles. Well, anything for you, little Jimmy. Well, let's pick up some tickets for little Jimmy, I guess. Sister's tour. $500? Oh my gosh.
Hi all, James here.
James, I gotta give it to you. You had it all almost. Now, usually in an apology video, you have the pull away from the camera just to make it look genuine. Then you have the, hey guys. Now, there's where my issue begins. See, usually in an apology video, it's, hey guys. Now you're really just lacking that initial sigh, and honestly, I needed that. I really needed that. That would have hit. That would have hit here. That would have hit here. But anyway, all jokes aside, James for Charles, you done goofed. You've lost over 1 million subscribers in a single day. Can't feel good. But we're gonna go over the downfall of James Charles. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Now let me start personally with where I think James crossed the line. Now, as you saw in the beginning, the Sisters tour, James Charles is charging $500 for a meet and greet ticket. Now, there is a lower option, still $100, well, $99.95, but that includes tax. So, over $100 for a meet and greet ticket, and it's just not worth it. You're paying festival prices for a single person to stand on a stage. Now, what is he doing on stage? Can someone please let me know what James Charles does on the stage for 2 hours? Does he do makeup? Is that what he does? Because I don't know. I feel like I'd get bored sitting there for 2 hours watching him do makeup, but I don't know. Anyway, next is the bigger issue. So a YouTuber named Tati basically made a video called Bye Sister, where she exposed James Charles. Now, her credibility is there because she was one of the people that initially helped James Charles make more money on video, like a manager almost, make more money on videos, get people to invest in James Charles, and basically grow the James Charles name. So it is kind of a bad situation for her, based on what she has said and the apology video James released, and we're going to go over a little bit of that. But it's just basically James Charles was predatorial towards straight men. He was doing things like that at her birthday dinner, which is awful to do at someone's birthday dinner, and basically said he wasn't going to promote her brand because he didn't want his children audience to take in that brand, but then went against that and continued to do a deal with her biggest competitor, which is a little odd. I mean, okay, cool, you've grown, you have different ideas now, but I still think it's bad that you said no to her initially, the person that helped you the most, and then just kind of went back on that and went with their competitor. That just feels messed up to me. So that was a pretty summarized summary, I guess, of the issue. So I picked out like 3 clips, and these are the 3 main clips that kind of caught my eye when I was watching both of the videos. So I'm gonna play the clip, and then I'll talk about it, and we'll kind of conclude at the end on what I think James should do and if it's over. So here's the first clip.
He was making $2,500 immediately from a switch being flipped because his former management did not go in and do that for him.
Okay, so that was per video. James Charles was making $2,500 from letting her and her husband manage him. As she said, she did use the word management, so she was his manager, but also a parental role, as he said, but also she said. So initially he was making $90 a video, and just after one change of management, he was making 2,500 a video. Now, if somebody did that to me and I was making no money, and someone randomly came along and said, "Hey, I can get you $2,500 per video you make," I don't I don't know how I could repay them, because that's life changing right there. He went from not being able to make it on YouTube, not being able to have YouTube and Instagram and all this stuff be his job, to just one day randomly making this his job and making him famous and making him be what he is today. So I don't know how I would repay someone for that, but definitely it wouldn't be treating them how he treated her. It just seems all really unfair from her perspective. And I'll go into the end what I think about his apology video, because it's a little but yeah, that's just, that changed his life forever, and to go back and repay somebody like that, just, it doesn't seem right. But I'm gonna move into the second clip now, so enjoy that.
The last phone conversation that James Charles and I had, he said some things telling me about a situation that happened in Seattle at my birthday, and it literally made me want to vomit. Oh my God, you tried to trick a straight man into thinking he's gay yet again.
Yikes. So she basically goes on later in the video to say that this was done at her birthday dinner also. Like, he was making jokes to the waiter, or not to, but to her, about the waiter, and not good stuff. But it's just, you want to trick somebody to think they are somebody who they're not, to benefit you, and that's never right. Manipulation is never okay. That's not a position anybody wants to be in, and it's not a position that you should put anybody in. So it's just, that's not right on itself. But then by her saying again, that insinuates that it's not the first time that it has happened. So it seems like James has manipulated men multiple times to make them question for his benefit, and that's just not okay. Manipulation is never good. You should never manipulate anybody. Here's some background before we go into the final clip that I picked. Basically, James Charles's mother was, I'm not exactly sure how, but she was getting involved in the situation. Basically, I guess going against comments and calling people out, and trying to involve herself in a situation that doesn't really have much to do with her. And James talked about that, and this is the clip I'm about to show. But here it is.
I know you want to defend me and fight for me and go off on comments, but I ask that you don't. This is my problem that I got myself into, and this is my job to deal with this. No matter what anybody is saying or commenting or talking about, Mom, I need you to know that you're the most important person in my life.
Now, there's nothing necessarily super wrong with this clip, but I wanted to just kind of point out what I believe is happening in this clip, and I've seen it other places too. I'm not the only person with this opinion. But we also see this in every single apology video. There's a moment of the person crying to, or saying something to make you feel bad for them, so you don't have as much hate or whatever towards them. Now, it's just the whole other part of the video, except this one specific part, he seems fine. He's talking quiet, but the audio is also very quiet in general. So I don't know if that was for the effect of making you feel bad, or setting the mood of the video, or whatever. But it's just, everything is fine. He's kind of just giving a normal conversation, but then he has that breakthrough moment of feel bad for me. And that's just what it seems like to me. So that's the only reason I pointed out that clip. But let me know what you think about that in the comments. I'd love to hear. And now let's get into conclusion. Now, the biggest issue I had with his apology video was that watching it, he said it was an apology, or it's like it was formatted like an apology video, like, hey, I'm sorry I did this. But he never really addressed what he did wrong in the video. It was kind of just like an 8-minute video of him talking about the issue, but not addressing the issue. So it was kind of off in the way he did that. He addressed what people had said and kind of what was happening, but he never addressed why he did it, or a lot of the things she said weren't brought back up. So I feel like it was insincere in general. It was just something to kind of get some people off his back, but other people can see through it. I kind of see through it. I mean, obviously, he made this video just to get some people off his back. Clearly. I mean, that's what an apology video is. It's to try to help your situation. But nothing in this video seemed sincere at all. He seemed kind of fine the whole video, just kind of acting down. And you could tell that because there were points where he smiled and stuff. So it was an odd mood for the video that was set, and it didn't seem right at all. So I definitely think that this was just to get people off his back. And that's my thought on that. So is it over for James Charles? Honestly, I don't think so. Not at all. I mean, he's lost over 1 million subs in a day. But I mean, the kid still has 13 million other subscribers and people that still love him and are going to do whatever for him. I mean, he sold out tickets for plenty of shows that were $500 each, sold out, gone. So I think he's going to be okay, probably. Now, what he's done is in the past. He can change in the future. Will he? We'll have to find out. But if I was him, I would really think about what I was doing and if it was okay, because I know we've seen in the past a lot of creators or even just celebrities in general will hit this point of they think they're invincible because of how famous they are or how much money they have. And I think James has hit that point where he thinks he can just go with anything, get away with anything. But that's not the case in the real world. So I think he can push through it. I'm not saying I love James Charles or anything. I mean, cool. But I think he's going to get through it. I think he hit that moment of, hey, I'm rich, I'm famous, I can do whatever I want. And I think now he's starting to realize that's not the case. So I think in the future, we're definitely going to see some sort of change with him. But if I was him, I would definitely be rethinking my life. So that's kind of it. Let me know what you guys have to say in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, until next time, peace.